Today I'm doing something a little bit different and I'm creating a mood. And instead of using geometric patterns, I'm going to be using line. And some of the colors that I'm going to be using are custom mixed colors of a yellow, gold, light gray, dark gray, and blue gray. They're all mixed with Liquitex high gloss pouring medium, a little bit of Floetrol, and water, keeping it very fluid. My canvas is primed with Liquitex high gloss pouring medium this time. I am not working on a whiteboard. It is actually a real canvas. So yes, you can do this kind of work with a real canvas. I am adding my light gray here. You can see it is just a slight tinge of blue, and it is very liquid. I'm just going to be using it as my base for my very moody painting today. I'm starting with just my soft bristle brush and moving the paint across the canvas. It doesn't really matter how it goes on, it just matters that it does go on. And I'm feeling a little melancholy today. So this painting is going to be reflective of that feeling. And yes, I'm going to be a little bit cliche using black and blue across my middle line. This is just straight black paint dividing along the middle. And then I also add a little bit of the Prussian blue. Prussian blue is one of my favorite colors. Now I'm using a drag method just to drag across this paint into my very liquid paint. It's so lovely because it makes a waterfall effect. It feels like water that is flowing. I used a similar drag technique in my multicolored waterfall painting, so you can check that out. But in this painting, I'm going to be using this more as a reflection. Painting becomes a reflection of me and a reflection of the world around me. Sometimes I'm just so angry or frustrated or thinking, what in the world is going on with this world? And sometimes it's nice to let the art reflect that. Otherwise, you just go a little bit nuts. That line is just a little bit askew, but I will take care of that in a minute. Sometimes you kind of go off just a little bit and you've got to bring it back to center. I love how this brush just glides through the paint with the wet paint acting kind of as a glaze. You can just bring that color forward. It's just such a satisfying motion just to drag it. You know, sometimes you feel like you're being dragged through the world. Now you get the chance to drag through your paint. To see that the darkness is sometimes beautiful. To see that there's healing in the sadness. So in art, there's healing. Getting a little dark today. But I told you I would be creating a mood. And blacks and blues and grays definitely have a mood. Every color has more than one side. Blue, for example, can mean sadness, but it can also mean tranquility and calm and healing. And black, it has shadow and darkness, and maybe even considered evil by some, but it's also elegant. And without the shadow, you don't have the light. Now it's time to add a little more pour paint. I'm using my darker gray here, and I'm just taking my larger 2-inch brush, and I'm going to pull it up to the line. Pull it up to those reflections, those striations, and add a little bit more moodiness to what I have here. And then blending with a lighter gray. Now I'm going to use a color I don't use very often, and that is yellow ochre. And this is a yellow ochre mixed with gold, and I am using a silicone brush to put this on because I want it to have a thicker appearance. And I'm just using it as a glow and a highlight, and you'll see what I mean at the very end. Now, yellow ochre was one of the first colors ever used in our history of art. We see it in cave paintings in Lascaux, France. It's a color of healing, and interestingly enough, ochre is an iron-rich ore that has many colors, yellow being the primary one. When it's heated, it actually can turn into red ochre or hematite, so it has a transformative quality. I am also adding a little bit of blue tinged with green, or cyan, or phthalocyanine blue. It just gives something for the eye to rest on, and just add a little bit of interest. I've got my blues, I've got my blacks, I've got my grays, and then I have my little bit of light, my little bit of hope, my little bit of earthiness and healing mixed in my painting. Sometimes you need a little bit of hope and a little bit of light when things seem a little bit dark. So maybe we need just a little bit more of that light. I've let it dry, and I'm adding just a few gold accents, just pure gold paint and pretty gold edges. Gotta have a little bit of bling. And you can see all of the shine from the Liquitex high gloss pouring medium that's in the paint and on the canvas. I'm deciding whether it needs something more. What do you think? If you know me at all, you know I love skins. So here are all kinds of skins that I've made. Thin and thick. Does it need this? Does that ruin it? Does it need something more dramatic like this? Let me know in the comments below. Skins or no skins? What do you think, kitty? Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, bye now.